On the Sofa with Esther, Tuesday's Words of Wisdom are three phenomenal women. Michi Masumi, who is a poet, photographer, artist, Eurekah, who is a seer, and Paula Augustine, a Mary Kay beauty consultant. Just start the show properly, ladies and gents. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are across the globe. Welcome to On the Sofa with Esther. And I'm sure that the challenges today have been because I've got three beautiful women, three beautiful, powerful women on the show with me today. And I'm not sure if I'm coming across well because my image looks a bit pixelated, but I'm just going to keep it moving because you know what, you pixies, you can't craft the game. Anyway.
I'm just saying things
Hey,
again. It's true.
Words of wisdom. Like I said, I've got three powerful, beautiful women on the show with me, and I'm just going to introduce them and then ask them to ask who they are in a nutshell, in a peanut shell, or maybe a coconut or crab shell, depending on how you're feeling. At this moment in time, I personally feel like a crab, but it's not about me. So, without further ado, further ado, I'm introducing Sister Eurekah, or known as Priestess or Eurekah, a lovely, lovely lady that I've known for a while. She's a healer on many levels. I would say she's a seer, a woman of wisdom. And, you know, it's a pleasure to have you on the show, sis. So if I ask who in a nutshell, in a peanut shell, because you're from Barbados, and a coconut shell, who is Eurekah?
Thank you, my sister, for a lovely introduction. Greetings, everyone. It's wonderful to see you both, all of you. Who am I? I am a multi-talented person. I'm multi-talented. I'm multifaceted. I'm an artist. I'm a writer. I sing in a choir. I dance. I love dancing. I've danced at the Royal Festival Hall. So I have done so many things. I'm a digital artist as well. And yes, I love writing. I just love writing. It's part of my person. I organise an event called Speak and Spoke, which is the third Friday of each month at Station 10 with alongside another sister called Kim. And we just run the show. Poets, wonderful poets. So yes, I am multi-talented, multifaceted. I'm not one-dimensional.
Absolutely loving that. As the Americans do something like this.
Woo, 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 woo. Yes, that's right. That's right.
Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you. And then moving on to Michi Masumi. And we've done a collaboration recently because Michi has put on this incredible Black History Month series of events. And it's also going to be a place where my magazine, Turning Point Music and Lifestyle, is going to be exhibited at a private screen showing on this Thursday, the 3rd of October. So if I may ask, who is Michi in a nutshell, in a peanut shell, and then I did have a board shell, because like Rika, you know, you are so many things and more. So, who is Michi?
Good evening, everyone. Do you know what? I am still discovering it. I'm discovering who I am. But what I do know for certain is my heart is full of joy. I'm very conscious. I'm evolving. I'm growing. I'm feeling better. I'm doing better. I'm blessed, not with wealth, but with peace of mind, peace of the soul. I'm a creative. I'm a forester, so I do photography and poetry. And then I work in mixed media and AI, especially AI in regards to representing the Black community. I'm a PhD student in year 2 full-time, and I'm the founder of the Black Art Hub. I'm a university arts and culture intern. I'm a mom, I'm a gran, I'm a dog owner. But most of all, you know what? I'm a child of the Most High, and I'm just here enjoying my womanness, no apologies, and my Blackness, no apologies, and my queerness, no apologies, and my age, no apologies. That's me.
Wonderful.
I know that this show is going to be just magic. It's going to be so empowered and armored as we go through our week. And last but not least is the beautiful Augustina. Is that correct, Augustina, or is it Augustine?
Yeah, Augustine, yes.
And Paula is going to be joining me periodically for over the next few months, popping on to give her words of wisdom and her expertise, because she is a Mary Kay consultant, but she's also a beautiful soul. I remember sitting down in Crystal Palace Park one time. We just sat down like sister, mother, and held a space of conversation. And so, as you can see, Mary Kay is
Beautiful.
thank you.
Beautiful.
Profile. Okay. So Paula, if I may say, lovely, who is Paula in a nutshell? In the seaweed shell, let's just make stuff up now, or a cashew shell. Who is Paula?
Well, as you know, my name is Paula Augustine. I'm a mum of two. I'm a full-time carer for my disabled mum, and I work my business part-time. And I'm discovering myself, I'm learning about myself, even though I am a child of God. And everything that I do with excellence. So I am just looking forward to the coming weeks. Yeah.
Brilliant.
That's me in a nutshell.
I'm going to pull more out of you, because you might not just be as a Mary Kay consultant. Trust me, I'll be dragging you onto the show to talk about your journey, to offer your expertise and your wisdom as well. So thank you all for joining me. And Tuesday's Words of Wisdom is very much about sometimes sharing the places that we've been, the places that we're going through, but more so for me, it's about solutions. How can we come through? How can we overcome? How can we transform? I'm never going to say that it's easy. I'm never going to say it's easy, but I would also say it's possible. It's possible, because each one of us on some level have been there, wherever there is. They talk about being down in the valley, and then you get to the top of the hill, and then there's another valley. And so what is it that who do we become as part of that journey, and how can we release any harboring, any hate, any, and if you are feeling those things, don't judge yourself around, because it's a process. If you choose it to be a process as you come through. So I'm just going to put it out there to you, Sister Eurekah. Your art, your craft has helped you to come through so much, because I know a lot of your journey, and like sometimes when we've met, you're still standing. I'm like, man, she's still standing. Literally, I'm physically standing.
For sure, for sure. I would say, the first thing I would say to anyone, we are not our past. We are not our past. We have so much to give. And like everyone, we're mothers. We're mothers to sometimes a community. I've got 4 adults. Eldest son is 50. Youngest is 35. But, so I've got 2 sons and 2 daughters. And, for us, we've been through a journey. And with them, it's been a journey. I've got lots of grandchildren and a great grand as well. And for me, it's always looking at, who are we? I think that our friends grow us up. I think our children grow us up to become who we need to be. And in that growth, we're learning lessons along the way. And as you said, we're in the valley sometime. And what do we do to get out that valley? Well, what works for me is writing. It's very cathartic. I love art, so I actually paint as well, and I do decoupage as well. Decoupage is a different medium, which is so beautiful. So for me, it's about writing. I write out my journey, write out my pain, I write out my anger, I write out all my frustrations, and that's what heals my person. I've been writing for over 50 years, and it's a joy. It's an absolute joy for me, so I can't imagine not writing. And in that wisdom, I'm sharing with other people. So when I'm doing, for example, Speak and Spoke, I'm not performing. I watch other performers, and it's such a beautiful thing, because I'm bringing people into that space. They're healing in the process of that. And I can sit back and think, yeah, they're here because they want to be here at the same time. And they got something to share. We've all got a voice, and we can choose to use that voice however we use it. So for me, it's about, one, we're not our past, and we can survive. We are more than, as Inda Ari says, she's not a hair, she's more than that. We are more than that. And we have to own our power, and stand in our truth as well, with integrity. So integrity for me is the most, my word is my bond, and integrity is key. So yes, we have to just keep going because we are so powerful as women, more than people know. Even we don't know how powerful we are, but the outside world know how powerful we are, but we don't always recognize it. So yes, that's what I do to keep well, is to heal.
Really brilliant. And there's a couple of things I'd like to come back to once I go around to everyone. Especially you talk about integrity and authenticity. What I want to come back to is how do we recognize that within ourselves sometimes when we've got so much chaos around us, and to be able to stand strong and firm in that place. So we'll come back to that. You have to remind me about that question. And Michi, what about you? You know, your craft, I mean, you do so much. You do so much, and I can sense, just like from Sister Eurekah, that passion and drive, even sometimes when you're tired and you're going through so much and you're holding up so much. You know, what does your craft, your art, your passion, your soul?
It gives me freedom, a sense of freedom that society doesn't give me, a sense of belonging, a sense of understanding, a safe place where I can make mistakes, I can experiment, I can be open with myself as well as the outside world. It saves me from my alcoholism. It really did. You know, I chose a very difficult way of becoming sober by doing a holistic way, which doesn't suit everyone. But for me, I was conscious that drugs that are given to especially women of color, they haven't been tested on women of color. And with my health conditions, I just felt I'm going back to the motherland's way of dealing with some of the things. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to say that cures everything. But for me, I chose that method. And in a way, I chose it as a coward when I initially started, because I didn't believe I would be where I am today, 3.5 years sober. So I think in many ways I was setting my own self up to fail. The mentality that had been bestowed upon me by others made me feel I would just fail. I was not good enough. And I learned that it was my behavioral patterns that was the hardest thing to give up. The mind and wanting to drink and the body needing to drink was very different from my behavior pattern. I was stuck in a behavior pattern that was negative to myself. And so it was fighting and battling myself. And it was small things like changing the cup that I drank out of. It was about understanding to top up my glass, not to use alcohol, but top it up with the fizzy drink. Start to take back control of my mind. And because idle hands, as we all know, I knew well my hands wasn't pouring the alcohol. If I stay here and don't do anything with these hands, then I could get into worse trouble. And the truth was, I knew I would die. I knew I would die. There's a point where you know you've crossed the barrier and the only person to save you is the faith within yourself, or if you're somebody of faith. I didn't have enough faith in myself, but somewhere I had enough faith in the Most High, and I'm spiritual, not religious. And I believed that I was going to give Mother Nature the chance to hold me, cuddle me, nurture me, guide me. And I took my camera, and every time I needed a drink, I went out in my garden. I took some of the worst photographs of half-dying herbs and plants, you name it.
Wow.
But you know what? I wasn't clucking. My mind was thinking about the photograph and how do I teach myself to improve photography and do it my way. And the strange thing is now that I still have a love for taking floral photographs, and I use them as a symbolization of life and death, not just in the physical, but in the emotional, the mental. It saved me. But when I was very young, poetry saved me when I was in and out of care and when I was being abused. Very much. It was a place where I could tell the truth. And I used a lot of old English language, which I find intriguing. And then I would mix it with the Cockney of me and then the patois, and it just didn't quite fit anyone else's form of poetry. But for me, it was a language that resonated with me. And I wasn't aware of it. It would just flow. And I would put it to one side. And sometimes I would look at it and I would realize I was speaking to myself. I had a voice, and that voice was saying, I acknowledge your pain. And I think as an adult, the photography was a form of comfort. It was somewhere where it was okay that it wasn't perfect photographs, because its purpose wasn't about the perfect photo. Its purpose was about fulfilling my moment of need with a safe haven. And in that, creativity came.
And that it's almost like I can feel that segue that, you come into this place where I could go on to Paula, but that really captured and held such a space of so much. And it also shows who you've evolved into. And yes, you said we're always evolving. We're going to evolve into something more and more wonderful and bigger. But it gives me that sense of, I understand your drive even more to express the whole of you, because now you've got not just permission, but because you can. Thank you. Thank you. And now Paula, lovely Paula, we're gonna, I may just dip into your life a little bit. It's okay. I'm not gonna, but in terms of what you do around Mary Kay, because you are going to be given tools and tips. But today's an introduction, Paula, because I feel that, you've been brought into this beautiful space where if there's something you want to share about your journey in terms of why you do what you do, because when I sat with you, you went through things so succinctly, and you can tell that you had that caring nature, not just, I want to sell she 2 lipsticks, I want my money and I'm going to buy myself a drink. Sorry. Sister Eurekah's on here, she's Bajan too. Did that on occasion. But for you and your journey as well, because I know, being a carer isn't easy, and having that level of responsibility, and you don't need to talk about that if you don't want to on that platform, because that's not initially why you came on here. But if I may present it this way, for you, in those moments, sometimes when you get frustrated, in those moments when you've been through whatever you've been through, what is your go-to place, Paula?
I'm a good listener, and I talk a lot. I like to talk. Well, my boys tell me I like to talk, and I like to listen as well. So I go to my secret place, whichever room in the house I can have, and I have a conversation. Whatever the conversation could be about my day, or whether it's just about getting myself organized, preparing myself for a class that I'm doing, or whether it's preparing for mum. It depends on how what the day unrolls as to how I speak to myself, and I tell myself, you know what, well done, you done really well that day. I reward myself in terms of like, I tell myself that I've done well. And when I haven't, then I'm more on the lines of, well, you could have done that a bit better, Paula, you could have had that a bit better, so I do have different ways of having my private place, my secret, I call it my secret place, because it's just between me and the Lord, and and things get healed, and things get sorted, where sometimes I see it as a complaint, but I'm airing my views, and the next thing I know, there's a solution behind it, and I get a solution. With my mum, my mum is a full-time with my mum, and I do run my business part-time, and it does give me the opportunity to have that freedom to care for my mum full-time, and then I can pick up my business and put my business aside, and you know, there's no pressure, and there's, you know, it's quite a flexible opportunity that I've got. Yeah, so I find it a lot, it's really good, it's really helpful for me. That's how I do it. Yeah.
So, Paula, if you can just share a bit about your business, you know, you're a Mary Kay consultant. So, if you elaborate on what that consists of, and I was going to be a bit cheeky, but you know, next time I meet you and we meet and I go to buy some products and you disappear, I know that I might have offended you, so I'll have to go look at the ladies' toilets and find you in a cubicle praying.
No problem. That's no problem. That's no problem at all. What do I do? I help women to look after and maintain their skin. And I'm a personal consultant, so I am their personal one-to-one. What they discuss with me, if they got any concerns or any flaws, any hiccups, any unsurety. And sometimes it can be private, personal stuff, and we just have a girly time. And, you know, anything that they want to get off their chest, release it. I'm a good listener. So it's not just about just getting the products, selling the products and all the rest of it. It's about listening to your customers, hearing what they're saying, you know, if they're in good health. Some of them are not in good health, you know, you listen to their stories, how they're feeling. So that's what I do. I look after and maintain women skin for them, and it's nice because they get to do it in the comfort of their own home. Some women never tried makeup on before. They feel a bit uncomfortable, could go in the stores and find out, you know, and have a look, and they don't know. This is where I stand. This is where I come in. I come in to help and support whichever way I can. I'm there 24/7, apart from Christmas Day. Christmas Day is my day off. You know, that's because I choose to. You know, it's a flexible business. You do it how you want to do it. I mean, I've even had to put a parcel together 1 year because one of my customers forgot to buy a present. So I had to gather. She phoned me up and she was like, "Oh, I need So I said, "Not a problem. Leave it with me. Give me an hour." And I wrapped up a bouquet of products for her, and she was over the moon. So I'm here 24/7. You know. So it's not just about selling. It's about listening as well. You know.
Personalized service, because that's what I felt with you, personalized service, and the I'm nicely wrapped up as well. So we're going to come back to you in a moment, Paula. And as we are all sharing, and Michi, I know timing, so if you have to go, then just, you know, just say, yeah, because I can appreciate and thank you for coming on. And we're going to be doing more of these. But I'd like to go to Michi because she might have to go a little sooner than the rest of us. But Michi, tell us now about the Black History Month event that you've got going on, and what is it about? Where can people find out more about it? And yeah, just looking forward to all the wonderful things that you've got planned.
Thank you. So the Black Art Hub was a concept I had, really that stemmed from the lack of visibility whilst I was doing my degree and my master's in regards to seeing Black people, Black British people in universities teaching art, guest speakers and artists coming into the uni. And also the references, whenever they reference things, it was only one or two, Black people. And I loved the Americans, but I wanted to know more about the Black British people because I resonate as a Black British person. And I found it frustrating that I struggled to get any sponsorship, any funding for a very unique PhD that I was doing. And so I got to that point where I realized we've become we've become creatures of habit in many ways in the Black community, that we just moan and we get frustrated. Sometimes we just go, you know, it's racism or they're never going to change. And I just thought, actually, I'm doing this research and it crosses 4 disciplines: intersectionality, the critical race theory, digital humanities, and the art theory, focusing on social political art. And I just sat there and I thought, you know what? I just want to know if some of those elements are fit for purpose now, and can a Black-led community organization be successful, reach out to beyond the Black community and make it a space for all creatives. And that way, maybe we will hear voices from the marginalized parts of the communities, whether it's Eastern European, whether it's the Asian community, whether it's the queer community. I just felt if you are marginalized, you understand how a little bit how other marginalized groups feel. And I was like, right, I'm not going to moan anymore. I'm not going to huff and puff. You know what? I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. I have no money. Let's just go with the quote. And what happened was I literally scrimped, saved. Good thing I grow a lot of good things in my garden. So little salads and little veg, nothing too adventurous, but enough to help me through the summer months. I put a little bit away, and I built this concept of actually what is Black art. And for me, it was about research. There's not much about Black British arts that is in at research academic level. Then I thought about development, and then I said networking, because I'm tired of us being put against one another, not just within the Black community but also ethnic minority groups against each other. When we're in a central place, they make us know very clearly there's only room for one. And then it was exhibitions, and I wanted my exhibitions to be very different. I wanted them to be full of mixed ability creatives and artists. I specialized in visual arts and poetry because they're not getting as much support. And I wanted it to be people of different ages, from different backgrounds, with different visual arts and poetry disciplines. And I wanted it to be free. And I wanted to try and remove some of the barriers that I felt. So things like providing art frames, printing in-house, providing the hanging hooks. So we could just take some of the pressure off people, because sometimes we all know we're struggling at the moment. Everybody. It isn't lost on anyone that everyone's struggling one way or another. But it's that societal shame that is put upon us when, for example, as artists, you go to participate in an exhibition and you can't afford the frame, or they make you feel you have to buy the most expensive frames. Here, what we're saying at the Black Art Hub is, as long as your frame is clean, and you might want a dirty frame because it might be telling a story, come as you are. Come as you are with what you have. It's worthy to be shown. It's worthy to be seen. It's worthy to be admired. We're all coming together, different types of creatives, and we are showcasing our work. We're inviting the community way beyond the Black community to break down some barriers, because I understand that for some communities, they may feel uncomfortable coming to a Black History Month event or a Black exhibition, because they might feel, which I would say is probably an example of how we feel most of our lives, like the elephant in the room. But because I know how that feels as a Black queer woman, I don't want other people to feel like that. So I'm saying Black art is not just for the Black community. Black art is British art, which means it should be shown across the world as that. And I'm trying to challenge the institutes and the money makers in the art industry to stop segregating British art, stop having it as Black art or British Asian art. Say you're having an art exhibition and make sure it reflects the diversity of what Britain is. So I would love the communities, all sorts of communities, to come along, pop in. You don't have to buy the art. It's what we've done is we've put the art in places that are not traditionally used as art venues. So we do have a gallery, the Halpin Gallery, which is a traditional setting, but we're also using, that's at Nucleus Arts, by the way, in Medway. We are using a large window retail gallery, which is part of Intra Arts. We're also using number 64, a beautiful cafe. We're also using Blueberry Lounge for poetry. So these places, what they're really doing, they're allowing everyday community to have access to art. We're doing art in a youth centre. So we're bringing the art to the community. It's free for the community to attend. We would love people to come along. Art is subjective, so you don't have to love everything. But I think it's also a wonderful thing to kind of provide an alternative in these troubling times for our young people. It's a space where maybe show them something different. If you're a mom, you want to get out, that's what it's about. Sorry.
Because I know you're
I get passionate, sorry.
time.
So yes, come along, please.
So if you could just give people where they can go to find out more about it, just give them the website, and also want to come along on Thursday, for that's the private viewing.
Yes.
To please just register and book, because it is about numbers and making sure that we can facilitate that. So Michi, just give them the website, please. Just the website.
www.thebblackarthub.co.uk. So www.thebblackarthub.co.uk, and visit us. All is welcome.
Where are you based, Michi? Where are you based?
We're in Medway in Kent, so that's between an hour and 45 minutes and an hour from London. Okay. But we've got really good transport, so Chatham train station's 10 minutes away.
Okay. You're not far from Rochester, right?
No, we're not. Literally, Rochester's like 6-7 minutes on the bus, and we're about 10 minutes away from Chatham Waterfront bus station, which is Medway's major bus station. So yeah, please, if you get an opportunity, we're on until the end of October.
Okay.
It's an art trail, so there's 6 venues, including online, and we've got workshops. So you can try on new experimental stuff with photography. And we're just asking if people want to pop in and have a nosy, come in your trainers, come in your glad rags, as they say, come as you are.
Yeah. Lovely, wonderful.
Thank you, Esther.
Thank you.
Okay. And there's going to be there's information's out on the socials under the Black Art Hub. And also, if I may say that we, Esther Austin Global are the media partner with them, so
yes,
find it on our platforms as well. So we'll be pushing this out throughout the course of the exhibition. So Michi, thank you so much for that in detail, and then catch up with you after the event, and to just have a conversation about how that went, how you feel, and what's next. Because the essence that you have, that I love what you are championing something, but you're also breaking down the old paradigms of how we deal with things, how we see things. We have to still step into these new paradigms of inclusivity while still holding on to who you really are. And once you know yourself, that's easy. Nothing's going to detract from you. It adds to you.
Yes. Yes.
Holding on to your identity, absolutely. But all these other things that make the whole as well. So thank you very much. Thank you. And I will definitely be there on Thursday. And now, Sister Eurekah.
Yes.
Your work in itself, just the way you dress as well is an expression of who you are, your soul, and your colors, the brightness. Okay, sorry. Hold on a minute. Lipstick, Paula.
It's still there. It's still there.
You're too funny. You're too funny.
Take off the
It's there.
Oh my goodness. I can't ever see that, but I got my red lipstick from Paula, right?
Yeah, it looks
You
lovely.
did.
It looks lovely.
It does.
Thank you.
It does. It does. It does.
Colors. And so the way you dress, the way you represent yourself, the way it's a symbolism of your soul, but also I feel it's a symbolism of your ever evolving expression of self. And one thing that I'm hearing from all of you is we are not just this. I am not just my hair. I am not just this. We are so many things. And I know people have said to me in the past, you do that as well. Like, well, you take your eyes off me and you focus on your own mirror because you too have so many other gifts, and a lot of them I probably can't even do. And that's the thing. When we are in that place where we can look at the man in the mirror and say, actually, I feel like doing this. I know for me, I haven't even started yet, and people think I haven't even started yet. So, sis, what is it that keeps your soul wanting to express itself the way it does, Sister Eurekah?
I'm going to draw on what Michi said. She said that she's still discovering ourselves. And we are in discovery. I think all of us, we're all on this learning curve. We're not perfect, but you know what? We are perfect because at the end of the day is what is perfection? What does it look like? Different things for different people. So they say practice makes perfect, but it doesn't. Practice makes permanent. That's what we look at. Practice makes permanent. So in my book, in my estimation, I'm still a child. I'm still the child self. And that's the joy that I find. I still feel like a little girl at times. So I dress bright. I just love, I laugh all the time. I love to dance. I'm always singing. So, and I like yourself, Michelle, I like art. So I've had my work in the Saatchi galleries, so it's been a wonderful experience of doing that. And we've just got something new, which is unheard of.
You've had an award.
Yes. So the new piece that I've just done, it's been put into digital piece, and they scan the QR code. It's been all around in Brixton, so people can use the QR code, go into the piece, look at the piece, and read the piece itself. I mean, it's wonderful. I've never heard of that before, where you can scan the QR code, read what I've written about the piece I've done. And my piece is about ADHD and autism and children with dyslexia or dyspraxia or whatever they want to call it, or the labels they want to call it. And I represent them by butterfly. Because butterflies are like indigo child. Indigo child is free. It's spiritual free. It's got insight. So I've used the butterflies all hand done on a whole, and they're boxed in. And I've used African women, and I've used different materials, i.e. the sticky pads that you use when you're going to have an ECG, and that's the womb shape. I've used all those different materials, and then created that experience through butterflies and being boxed in from the womb, so I just love art. So I'm with you right there with you, right there, so I will come up. I will definitely come up and see you.
I was gonna say I would love for us to stay in contact, because it would be an honor for us to maybe look at where we can do something together, and also
collaborating.
meet have an opportunity to see some of your work.
For sure, most definitely. So you're not going anywhere. Don't worry. We'll be definitely in contact. You're not going anywhere.
Bless you.
And likewise, Paula, we'll definitely be in contact.
Well, Paula, we're taking her.
Yeah, for sure.
And you can bring Mum too.
And we can go in your secret room with you as well.
Yeah. Yes.
Good. Yeah.
No problem. It's not a problem.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Wonderful. So to answer your question, that for me is creative. And as I said, I'm for the child self. So this is all about looking after the child self and our adult self and our teenage self, whoever we want to be. And I look at yourself, Esther, and you transform all the time. You're not one-dimensional. You can be anyone you choose to be, at any given time. So you're an example of that.
Yes.
The chameleon. Because even I'm bored with this and I'm this is speak. And I said to her, I'm bored with this. She goes, because she knows me, and the thing is, she senses me. So it's not just me saying I don't want this. She senses that need for change. that
Sure.
evolution.
Sure.
And you know, and that's why also, you know, part of what Paula does as well, I feel it's part of the evolution, because last year when I was going to the States, I needed to walk with some makeup, and I'm the sort of person that I would take a lipstick and put it on my eyebrow because I don't know anything about lipstick, right? So,
Oh gosh.
so Paula sat me down, and you know, she went through the different lip colors and then the lip gloss, and then she was trying to talk to me about foundation. I'm like, I've got a headache at this point. I just want the lipstick. You know, and the colors really worked because, you know, there were night colors, day colors, and so also it was something that I learned about that I can use. And especially where I'm going now, I do need to know more about makeup, because last week I had some place to go, and I think I put on some. No, I was at my daughter's-in-law, and I said, "What's that thing to take the bags out of your eyes?" And I said, "What's that thing that you do?" You know, I mean, I call it thing, but you know, I have to learn it myself, because in some instances I will need to put something on. And so, Paula, if you can now share, because we're going to start to wind down, but also if you can now share where people can get a hold of you, and also what is the process? So, can they get a consultation? Just go through the process of how they get through to you, and then Paula is going to be back with us next week or the week after, and then we're going to start to focus on, you know, how to choose a lipstick, you know, what are the tones, and then the following week, and then hopefully by Christmas you would have built up quite a large budget, everybody, so that you could go. But no, it's also amazing. And also, I must say that I found out today that, and you have to put me right, Paula, you are, I think, fifth nationally for being one of the top consultants. Is that right?
For that quarter, we do it every quarterly. So every 3 months, we instead of waiting for the whole year to finish, we do it in stages, 4 stages. So that particular quarter, yes, I think I was second, actually. I was second. Yeah, at one time. Yes, I was. And thank you very much. And what I do is I can give you my telephone number if it's easier doing it that way, or WhatsApp. My Instagram is paula.augustine7, and you can, and then what I'll do is I'll work with you with the hours that you do, the time, what's convenient, whether it's whether you want to have the kids with you around, which is not always a good idea. Leave them with grandma, or who you can leave them with, because it is about a personal. It's fun. Not everybody gets to go out a lot, and I find that when I do these parties, that you don't be cooking no heavy corrugated rice and peas. Just make it simple: sandwiches, crisps, and a light drink. Just make it simple, And once we do that, then we can make arrangements, which best is time for them. If you want to do a one-to-one, that's fine. If you want to do it as a group, that's fine. And then once we've done the class and the class is finished, I would take them away and, ask them any questions that they're concerned about in terms of their skin. And in the meantime, they can have their sandwiches, because we don't cross-contaminate food at the same time as applying any form of skincare to the face. Yes, there is a procedure. It is free. It's completely free. I like to say that you get to try before you buy. And if you don't buy, just remember me. That's all I say. Because sometimes, because life changes. And, at the time you might think, oh, right, I don't really need this, but I'll come to the class, whatever the situation is. And then you find that you've got an event you want to go to, or you've got a wedding, or you've got somewhere to go, and you want to, feel nice and feel good. And then you think, oh yeah, I remember Paula came and she did this wonderful thing for me, and I'm here, so it is about just having fun, because some women don't get to go out. Some women like to stay in their homes, and they don't get to go out much, and if they can get rid of the kids, it's even better.
Do we need a disclosure, Paula? Get rid of the kids now.
right? Or get a bag of sweets or something. Get a bag of put them in the room, you know, and then with some pens and papers, and they'll be absolutely brilliant. As long as, you know, you've got that time for you as a woman. You know, I do have men on my books as well, but it is a different situation with that one. But mainly with women, it is about that personal time that we all need to feel pampered. We all want to feel good, make me feel good, you know. And a lot of the times we do write it on our foreheads, but we could be so missed, you know, and we're not seen, you know. So just for that day, it's just a nice get together, you know, where I've had women say to me, oh, you know, oh, me and my 3 friends, we've been trying to get together for the past year, and we've not been able to get together because, you know, everybody's doing something. But because we've had this opportunity, they had a blast. And at the end of it, you know, I just quietly packed away and just quietly left, and they were just happy, just doing their thing, having what the meal and the banquet. It was brilliant. It was nice to see that I was able to bring people that hadn't, friends that hadn't got together for a very long time. It was a really nice feeling.
Brilliant. So if you could just once again say your details, and what we're going to do now, ladies, I'm just going to do a once around where you can just say your details, and then I'm going to wind down the show. I'm going to see also if there's any comments. But I just wanted to show, so I wasn't putting my hand, but see.
That's Mary Kay. That's the lipsticks. Very pretty. They're very pretty lipsticks. Yeah, they are.
Are
yeah.
they animal free?
Sorry?
Are they animal free?
They are, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. They haven't been tested on animals for over many years, over 30 years. I think it's more than that. Yeah, for many years it hasn't been tested.
But there's no animal products in them, I'm asking. Any animal
No,
products?
no.
No? Okay.
No animal products. And then what you do is, like I said, you try before you buy. If you choose to buy, that's great. And if you don't choose to buy, that's great. Just remember me. That's how I like to present myself. Yeah.
Thank you.
So ladies, there's quite a few, there's a few messages. So Carrie Brown, hello Carrie, said hello everyone. Yes, there's nothing wrong with anyone in a positive way. We can have fun. And also Vanessa Poulian Bright, hello Vanessa. Thank you ladies for joining us. See ladies, now you have to fit in fun, which is a part of our lives. Missing makes one's lives boring and miserable. Brilliant. Hello, Carrie. So thank you to all those who are listening, who are watching, who have left messages. And like I said, I'm just going to ask the ladies now to give their contact details because we are just slightly over. But before that, I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you. I just felt that this was going to be a really nice, wholesome, warm sharing, but also you've inspired others to just go out there and just be, because life is lifing at the moment. The energy out there, you're wading through this stuff. And then there's people like us that can just sit here and say, yeah, we're wading through stuff, but we're showing up. We're showing up. And one thing that Sis said is about integrity. It's not about perfection. It's more so striving for self-actualization. Yeah, and striving for our own individuality, our integrity, and our authenticity. Because sometimes we can use things as a cop out, say, well, it's not. No, it's not even about perfection. That's, for me, it's not about that. It's more so that it's striving to be as honest and pure and open and loving within self, so that we can be that to others as well. And as I say, when we become the change, it's like that pond. You know, if we are so therefore, those in our inner circle become so. Yeah. So if you can all now, ladies, just share your contact details again. Just your contact details. I know we can be talking forever, but just your contact details. And also there will be loads of other footage from Michi's event going up online over the next few days. There's an interview that I did with Michi we'll be pushing things out about that event, and it would be lovely to see you ladies, and I will connect you all. But just your contact details where people can find you, please, once again. So we start with Sister Eurekah.
I will tend to give out my Instagram account, which is Utra, Eurekah Aid Teas, all one word, and that's the Instagram. The reason why it's Eurekah Aid Teas, I make teas for women who have fibroids, endometriosis, and ovarian cysts. It's predominantly in our communities, so I specialise and I do consultation with women with fibroids and so on. So it's Eurekah Aid on Instagram.
Brilliant, brilliant. And I'll have to have you back on as well to talk about that in more depth as well. Yes,
Yeah, wonderful.
thank you.
Thank you.
Michi, once again, contact details.
It's Instagram again, and it's my name, Michi Masumi Photography. You can catch me there, and that will link to all the other things I do. And can I quickly say thank you to Paula, because what you're doing is really important, especially where we're lacking in the social care system. You are doing something far more than selling a product. So thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
And Paula, once again, just your details, my dear.
It's Instagram for the third time. It's Paula.Augustine7.
Brilliant, brilliant. Well, I'd like to say thank you once again, ladies. I've really been inspired to just keep spreading my wings, and hope to see you all at the event on Thursday. But also these ladies have other events, so you just follow their socials, and let's just keep moving forward, supporting and inspiring. Thank you. And thank you all.
Thank you all, everyone. Rhonda, thank you, Esther, my sister. Thank you.
Lovely
Love you all as well. Stay well.
Thank you. Bless you guys. Thank you so much.
Ashay, my sister. Ashay.
Bye-bye. Bye for now. Bye-bye. Bye.
Ashay. Ashay.
All right.
If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content. Let me know your thoughts.